Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty, Robert Paris, and John Vias. Robert Paris filling in for Peter Brown with the weather, Maddie Shipka with the community calendar, and Joe Viscioni with sports. Thank you for joining us. A long-serving retired Burlington fire chief and a veteran of World War II has passed away. Herbert W. Crawford, Burlington's fire chief for 30 years, passed away on Thursday, May 16th at the Sawtell Family Hospice House. He was 96 years old. Herb was born in Woburn in 1923, and his family settled in Burlington in 1942, where they owned and operated Crawford Farm, which was situated where Beacon Village and Route 128 are now located. Herbie enlisted in the Army to fight in World War II and was a member of the 86th Quartermaster Company. During his service, he was the recipient of the Good Conduct Medal, World War II Victory Medal, Asiatic Pacific Campaign Ribbon, and Army of the Occupation Medal. Herb returned from the war and went back to the farm to work. He also wanted to help protect his community, and by 1947, he was one of many residents who made up the Burlington Volunteer Fire Department. In 1953, he was hired as a full-time firefighter, and in 1955, he was named fire chief, a position he would hold for 30 years. During those years, Burlington was one of the fastest growing communities in both Massachusetts and the nation, and Chief Crawford constantly advocated to add more firefighters and fire apparatus, an additional fire station, and better safety equipment. He always had his firefighters' safety and Burlington residents' well-being at the forefront of every decision he made. He laid the foundation and set high goals for his predecessors that followed him. He was also a member of or successors that followed him. He was also a member of the Fire Chiefs Association. Herb was also a part of BCAT, a BCAT show discussing Burlington's history. He was a member of Burlington's Cemetery Commission. He was a member of the Mount Herb Lodge of Masons in Woburn and served as their master in 1957. He was also a member of the Shriners. The town of Burlington will soon have a new employee that will act as the face of government to the business community. Town meeting recently approved funds for an economic development director during the second night of the annual May town meeting last Wednesday. The article was put in the warrant by the Board of Selectmen at the request of Town Administrator Paul Sagarino. According to the backup material for the town meeting warrant and in a video featuring Sagarino that was played during the meeting, the town's comprehensive master plan states that in order to remain a vibrant commercial hub, it will need to prioritize economic development initiatives. The material says that an economic development director would help meet these goals. This person will serve as the main point of contact for businesses, developers, property owners, and real estate professionals in town. They will also help businesses navigate their way through the town's various processes and boards necessary for approval. During town meeting, Ways and Means Chairman Roger Riggs said the committee voted 7-3, 7 in favor, 3 opposed, to support the article. When asked, he asked those who dissented pointed to Burlington's long-time growth without anyone in that position, and so questioned whether it was worth the expense of hiring a full-time position with benefits. Town meeting member Rick Parker, who is also president of the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce, argued that having someone in this position would be a required defensive measure against those area communities who are looking to attract Burlington's businesses into their tax bases. Another person who spoke in favor of the position was Planning Director Kristen Kastner, who said looking at the workload often before her department and the Planning Board, which often has meetings that run to after midnight, she believes that someone who could help smooth the process for new applicants and give them guidance would be good for all parties involved. Town meeting passed the warrant article with a clear majority. The warrant included $85,000 for salary, but Administrator Sagarino said the range for salary at that step for a town employee is between $80,000 to $104,000 and will depend on relative background and experience. After 3 incidents of suspected arson at Jewish institutions this month, many people rallied in response in a show of solidarity. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford went to talk with local Rabbi Susan Abramson about the acts and the response.
In the past few weeks, there have been 3 fires set at Jewish institutions in the Boston area that authorities are investigating as arsons. The home of a rabbi at the Chabad Center for Jewish Life in Arlington was targeted on 2 separate occasions. The Chabad Jewish Center in Needham was also targeted the same night as the second Arlington fire. I went to Temple Shalom Emeth in Burlington to talk with Rabbi Susan Abramson about how the Jewish community and the community at large responds to events such as these. She said that they do so with unity and that unfortunately they have had to come together in response to these types of incidents more often in the last couple of years.
Yeah, there's been a tremendous uptick in anti-Semitism over the past 3 years, and every year it gets higher and higher and higher, and it's almost like anybody who has ever harbored anti-Semitic feelings, like privately, like the door is now open for them to express it publicly, and people are kind of egging each other on and enabling people to feel like they can express and do whatever they want.
Rabbi Abramson said that when Jewish people or institutions are victims anywhere, the entire community feels it.
So in the Jewish community, we feel like if one is attacked, we're all attacked. Everybody assumes that this is an attack on the entire Jewish community. So everybody's very, very concerned about it, and we just think that it's coming closer to home, and it's scary, unnerving, unsettling, but it also makes us want to feel more empowered and stand up for ourselves and say that we refuse to be intimidated.
In the wake of the recent suspected cases of arson, there was a large rally held at Arlington Town Hall that had people of all walks of life and many faiths in attendance to show support and solidarity for the Jewish community and to take a stand against hate.
It was an amazing rally. Like a number of people spoke very, very well about, again, how we're not going to be intimidated. We're all supporting each other. When one is attacked, we're all attacked. And then it ended with some singing. And I think that was very, very cathartic and uplifting for everybody there. So I could look out over the sea of faces, and I just saw people like swaying back and forth and just like hugging each other, and just that sense of determination that whatever misguided, misdirected, or troubled person did this was not going to keep us from fully enjoying our freedom as Jews in this country.
Finally, though all acts of hate and prejudice are hurtful, they also bring out the best in the majority of people who rally to stand against them.
I've been around the block with this anti-Semitic stuff a number of times now, and every single time there is, because I'm in the position that I'm in, I make a lot of new friends. and I, like a lot of the friends I have now are because of these anti-Semitic incidents. So I find that for me personally, there's a huge silver lining. And I feel the goodness of lots of people who wouldn't have reached out otherwise.
From Temple Shalom Emeth, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Burlington Mall Road will soon have ornamental lighting running the entirety of its length from Cambridge Street to Middlesex Turnpike. Town meeting voted to approve $1.1 million to complete transition from traditional streetlights to dome-style luminaires, otherwise known as top hat lights. Town engineer Tom Hayes explained that putting in ornamental lighting on Mall Road was originally the brainchild of former town administrator Robert Mercier, who saw the road as a showpiece for the town and should be given special consideration. Several years ago, at Mercier's urging, the town started a pilot program approved by town meeting and the intersection of Mall Road and South Bedford Street. After that project, 2 abutters to the road, Leahy Hospital and the district, put up a combined 25 ornamental lights as part of getting approval for redevelopment projects from the town. This left a stretch between those 2 properties and a second length from the district to Middlesex Turnpike with the old lights. Some town meeting members asked about the possibility of encouraging other businesses on the road to help fund the project since they would benefit from it. In particular, it was asked why the Burlington Mall, also undergoing extensive renovations that needed town approval, was not asked to help fund the project. Tom Hayes said that when a business comes before the planning board, they are asked to support different projects in exchange for special permit approval. In this case, Simon Properties, the owner of the mall, had already agreed to improvements in the area, including connecting existing sidewalks on Mall Road to Middlesex Turnpike, something Hayes said is both expensive and a high priority for the town. Hayes added that the new lights would not only complete the upgrade project, but it would also address infrastructure issues with the older lights. He said the wires are old and have to be dug up to be replaced, and that the bases of the lights are crumbling. They are roughly 40 years old and need to be replaced, he said. In the end, town meeting voted with a clear majority to fund the project. Memorial Day is this weekend, when we honor the men and women that have given their lives in service to our country. The Veterans Services Office has been hard at work preparing for Burlington's annual Memorial Day ceremony. Wednesday afternoon, staff and volunteers replaced the flags on graves of fallen veterans in Chestnut Hill and Pine Haven cemeteries, which was just the beginning of the department's plans for the holidays. BNEWS reporter Chris Flaherty was there and has this report.
As Memorial Day approaches, Veterans Services prepares once again to honor those that have given their lives in service of their country. Wednesday afternoon, a wide range of volunteers, from Scouts to Burlington veterans, made their way through Chestnut Hill and Pine Haven Cemetery, replacing the flags that mark the graves of fallen veterans. This is just the first of multiple events planned in honor of Memorial Day this weekend.
We have a ceremony on the 26th, which is Sunday. The Cambridge Street I-95 bridge will be dedicated in memoriam of Lance Corporal Gregory McDonald, who was killed in action June 25th, 2003 in Iraq. So that overhead bridge will be named in memory of him. And then on Memorial Day, we kind of have our regular Memorial Day ceremony. So we'll have a flag raising at 8, a few refreshments at Grandview Farm immediately after, and then at 10 o'clock at Chestnut Hill Cemetery, we will have our official Memorial Day ceremony.
2019 marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day, when Allied forces invaded northern France by the shores of Normandy, which will be the focus of this year's Memorial Day ceremony.
So 75 years ago, over 100,000 American men sacrificed their lives, whether or not they came home or not, but one of the largest amphibious landings in our country and in the history of, at least modern history of man. So that's what we're commemorating, the 75th anniversary.
This year's guest speaker is Colonel Leonard H. Keeley, a World War II veteran who fought in some of the most critical battles of the war.
He entered into the Army in 1942, was a tank commander, was a part of the 4th Armored Division, which was basically spearheaded Patton's Third Army from Normandy all the way through the end of World War II. He fought in the Battle of the Bulge in Bastogne, a few other places. Highly decorated soldier. 2 silver stars and a bronze star. So he's going to tell us a little bit about his experience leading up to D-Day in Normandy, and then he's going to talk about, the Sherman tank a little bit, because he was a tank commander, and what the war was like, basically after D-Day leading up to VE Day in 1945. So.
During times like this, we are reminded to honor and cherish the time we have with our veterans, not just on Memorial Day, but every day.
Well, I think particularly this year, with it being the 75th anniversary of Normandy, obviously the World War II veterans that we have, we're not going to have them around for too much longer. So I think that we definitely need to recognize the sacrifices that they made and cherish the time that we have with them, because it's not going to be too much longer before the greatest generation is no longer with us.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
Members of the Burlington's Department of Public Works were honored at Monday night's Board of Selectmen meeting as they recognized the hard work of the men and women of the department and declared this week to be National Public Works Week. The proclamation said that the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on the service of Public Works employees and that they show skill in their vital work. It also acknowledged that oftentimes the work they do is out of the public view, so it's important to give them some public recognition and acknowledgement. After the proclamation was read, every member of the board and Town Administrator Paul Sagarino praised the gathered town employees on their hard work for the town. Organizers held their 7th annual Dancing with the Burlington Stars fundraiser on Friday, May 17th. A variety of participants from Burlington danced the night away for a charity of their choice. BNews reporter Robert Paris has this look.
It was a night full of, you guessed it, dancing. On Friday, May 17th, the ballroom at the Crown Plaza in Woburn was filled with contestants performing in the 2019 Burlington Dancing with the Stars.
This is our 7th year. We could not be happier with the outcome. We changed it up a little bit this year, and we had the dancers choose their charities. So we have 7 different charities. We actually chose a charity, and the dancers each chose the charity. So it's like a plethora of goodness and a plethora of charity to many different organizations.
This year, the organization decided to travel 30 years back in time to the 1980s. There were a variety of new dancers performing that evening.
So I'm going to be dancing a tango to Billy Idol's White Wedding. All right, so when I was asked what kind of music we wanted to do, I said, "Do you have to do something rock?" They said, "Pop or rock?" I said, "Rock." Throw something like Billy Idol in there, and then there it was. White Wedding was pretty much the logical choice for the event. Most well-known song by him, I think, along the way. So
we did a salsa. Our lips are sealed.
A sassy salsa.
Very sassy.
Very sassy.
After seeing all the performances, a roundtable of judges decided who the winner was going to be. And this year's winners were...
Oh, so excited. All the money goes to Leukemia Lymphoma Society. It's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, Janine brought a huge supportive crowd, and they all came out and voted for us, supported us so much, came on the dance floor with us. They were just amazing, and we feel very, very happy to be able to have done this.
Yeah, couldn't have done it without Zach Rumba.
Yeah, we also had some hustle in there too. So a lot of fun. 2 dances for the price of 1.
Yeah.
In the end, everyone had a great time performing in front of their friends and family, all for a good cause.
Oh, it's been a blast just getting to know everybody involved with it, and just getting a chance to participate in this year, right? We've heard about it. We've heard about how much of a blast everybody has with it, and in past years, it's just something that you want to be a part of.
It's a great way to raise money, to connect to the community, and do something for yourself at the same time. So as soon as people dance, they realize how fulfilling it is.
We just love doing it. Every year it gets more and more fun. The dancers, Kelly and Fitz are from Cadence. It's something we look forward to every year.
I just hope people had fun, and I hope people enjoyed it. This has been a blast. I love rehearsals. I had the best partner in the world. Team Sassy right here.
Team Sassy.
Team Sassy. No, this was a great event, honestly. I loved it.
It just feels so good to do something for such a cause, and it's so close to Janine's family and her heart and her life. And so,
yeah, my husband passed away 2 years ago of leukemia. So whatever I can do to find a cure.
Happy to do that, to help anyone else.
From Crown Plaza, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Burlington High School Gymnasium was full of organizations and businesses offering health advice, free screenings, and information to keep people healthy during the 2019 Health Fair. BNews reporter John Vias covered the event, and BNews director Rich Hosford put together this piece. Let's have a look.
The Burlington High School Gymnasium was full of people on Saturday, getting information from various vendors, local organizations, and town departments, all sharing information on how to live better and keep and improve one's health. It was the 4th annual Burlington Community Health Fair, put on by the Board of Health and sponsored by Leahy Hospital, and the event grew a good crowd.
We're having a great turnout today at our health fair. We have over 59 vendors here from all different kinds of disciplines. We have physical fitness, nutrition, stress management, and lots of representatives from different healthcare industries.
The health fair has been growing and changing over the years, and this year saw great participation from organizations and businesses, as well as the introduction of a new speaker series.
We have people from all types of health divisions. We have dental, we have Medicare, we have the Burlington Police Department, Fire Department, Recreation. We're doing blood pressures through the Burlington Medical Reserve Corps. So many different types and so many vendors who've come in here from all over the community.
And another great addition that we've had this year is that we have a speaker series now. So every half hour we've had a speaker in the wooden gym area on a different topic.
Finally, the health fair fits into the Board of Health's mission to help people prevent disease and other health problems and live happier, more productive lives.
Board of Health is always advocating proper prevention and to take care of yourself. And there are so many organizations that are here in this building who can help you prevent disease. We have groups here who can show you better ways to live, better quality of life. And it's all here free, and people can come in and take a look at this and may help themselves to live better and to live more healthy.
I would just reiterate that. So the Board of Health is all about preventing things from happening. So you can take steps today to make sure that you're in good health for later on in years.
For BNEWS Weekly, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
Thanks to a grant, Burlington students will have more opportunities to connect with local businesses to further their education and garner some hands-on experience. Burlington Public Schools was recently notified that it has received a $50,000 Innovation Pathways grant for the 2019-2020 school year. A letter from Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education Jeff Riley informed Superintendent Conti of this news. In the letter, he said the organization is confident that the district's new innovation pathway will offer students a transformative experience, enabling them to develop essential skills, gain awareness of future career opportunities, and make more informed choices about post-secondary education in promising fields. According to Burlington Public Schools blog, Innovation Pathways was launched in 2017 and are designed to create strong partnerships with employers in order to expose students to career options and help them develop knowledge and skills related to their chosen field of study before they graduate high school. Innovation Pathways are designed to give students coursework and experience in specific high-demand industry, such as information technology, engineering, healthcare, life sciences, and advanced manufacturing. Okay, Peter Brown is out this week, but we have no fear. Robert Paris has stepped into the void with this week's forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in and around Burlington.
Hello, I'm Robert Paris, in for Peter Brown this week with your BNews weather report. Let's start by taking a look at the almanac. The cool temps that have been gripping the area so far this spring have finally gone away. But as you can see, we are still a little bit under the average for this time of year. Normally, we'd expect temperatures in the low 70s, but we are hovering in the mid to high 60s. However, we are, thankfully, a long way from the record low of 33 degrees on March 24th, set in 1963. And perhaps, just as well, we aren't as high as the record high for this date, set the very next year in 1964 of 92 degrees. The 60s truly were a wild decade, full of crazy fluctuations. One last note on the almanac, as you can see, the sunset is now past 8 p.m. This, more than anything, shows that summer is indeed around the corner. Now let's look at the 7-day forecast. We start this cycle with temperatures in the high 60s and a slight chance of rain on Friday. Saturday looks nicer with temperatures in the low 70s and mostly sunny skies. Sunday is looking to be the hottest day of the week, with temperatures in the low 80s, though there is a slight chance of showers, mostly in the morning. Memorial Day looks perfect for attending Burlington's ceremony with mostly sunny skies and a perfect temperature of 75 degrees. Tuesday, we'll continue to see sun, but slightly cooler in the low 70s, while Wednesday will be warmer, but with a chance of rain. We ended this cycle with another nice day on Thursday, with some sun and warmth with temps in the mid to upper 70s. That's all for your weekly weather report. I'm Robert Paris saying, as Peter Brown always does, get out and enjoy the weather.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. Come and enjoy some wine for a good cause. On Friday, May 31st, from 7 to 9:30 p.m., Total Wine & More will be hosting wine tasting class for Burlington Womanade. Spots sell out quickly for this event, so register now. Everyone is welcome and pre-registration is required. For more information, visit burlingtonmawomanade.wordpress.com. Take a ride through the landlocked forest. On Saturday, June 1st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a mountain bike ride. The event is free for Burlington residents, and non-residents have to pay a fee of $10. Everyone is welcome, and pre-registration is required. For more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Explore the wonders of science. On Sunday, June 2nd at 2 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having another edition of Science Sundays. Paulette Morin introduces audiences to the wonder of dinosaurs and our prehistoric past. She'll include information on how to find fossils and bring over 200 fossils to examine. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
We go now to BNews sports reporter Joe Viscioni for the latest Red Devils action and this week's sports report.
Hello everyone, I'm Joe Viscioni, back for your weekly sports report. BHS spring sports are nearing their final games of the season, but some have secured a few playoff spots. The boys lacrosse team traveled to Melrose to take on the Red Raiders on Tuesday afternoon. The Red Devils inched out a 9-8 victory. They will also host the Tewksbury Redmen on Thursday afternoon at Varsity Field. The Lady Devils lacrosse team also played the Red Raiders as well. Unfortunately, they didn't secure a win. They'll have their final two games of the season against Bedford and Tewksbury next Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon at the Marshall Simons Middle School Brush Field. Both boys and girls tennis teams clinched a playoff seat with their win against the Watertown Red Raiders on Tuesday. Individual wins for the girls were seniors Madison Metzdorf, Jess Abrevea, juniors Niti Siri, Neha Panke, sophomores Liz Gillespie, Jody Princiata, and freshman Annabelle Wiley. Individual wins for the boys were made by senior Jordan Kalichev, junior David Colifrath, Keegan Mahoney, and sophomores Wesley Hogan and Ansul Sarudi. The boys baseball team took on the Watertown Red Raiders on Tuesday afternoon. We have some highlights, so let's go check them out.
The Burlington Red Devils baseball team faced off against the Watertown Red Raiders on Tuesday afternoon at the Francis Wyman baseball field. During the first inning, Burlington kept the game scoreless as sophomore and pitcher Nick Pye struck out the Red Raiders. When Burlington was up at bat in the bottom of the first, they were able to score one run. Things took a turn for the better as the Red Devils scored an additional 14 points with 5 runs in the bottom of the third, another 5 in the bottom of the fourth, and finally 4 runs in the bottom of the fifth. Burlington delivered a big shutout. 15-0 was the final score. We had a chance to talk to juniors Alex Stamides and Ryan O'Halloran about their thoughts on the victory.
You know, we came out here ready to play. We really showed that we can play as a team and pulled it out.
I just thought we were buzzing for like all 7 innings. Like we came out flying. We were playing hard. If we could have been laying bodies, we would have. But I just thought we were in it to win it.
You know, it was a good performance on both of our parts, and it's for the team. You know.
I mean, personally, I thought this kid ripped it up. Like for myself, I mean, I almost hit a dinger over there. Probably should hit the weight room, maybe eat a steak or something. But I'll get it next game. It's not a big deal.
The Red Devils will be heading to the Belmont Tourney at Belmont High School on Friday afternoon.
Lastly, the boys and girls track teams hosted the ML12 track and field championships last Thursday afternoon at Varsity Field. There were a number of wins for both the boys and girls. In the mile event, surprise, seniors Rashad Prakash finished in first place at 40 minutes and 20 seconds, and Christian Boyachev came in third place at 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Sophomore James Johnson, 13th overall, finished at 4 minutes and 48 seconds as well. In the girls' session, sophomore Winnie Sakaya took 5th place in the long jump with a personal best of 16 feet and 11.5 inches. Freshman Paige Devereux placed 8th with a time of 13.85 seconds in the 100 meter. You can also read the full article on BNews Sports Hub page at bcattv.org. Anyway, that's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Joe Viscioni, and back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo is a good reminder that spring has arrived and summer's around the corner. It was taken by Burlington resident Phyllis Neufeld and shows a Baltimore Oriole taking off from a bunch of flowers at Mount Auburn Cemetery. The bird gets its name from the resemblance of the male's colors to those on the coat of arms of Lord Baltimore, an English nobleman born in 1605 who became the first proprietor of the province of Maryland. Thank you for the photo, Phyllis. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty, Robert Paris, and John Vias, Maddie Shipka with Community Calendar, and Joe Viscioni with Sports. Thank you for joining us.